Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome, everyone, to our Super Saturday on the 17th of February, 2024. What I would like to do is actually introduce two of the top trainers from Team USA, Mr. Jacque and Dr. Steve Branch, and they will be actually giving you some valuable information. So request everyone to actually sit down with a book and a pen because this is definitely going to be life-changing. And having said that, I would like to pass the code to Dr. Steve Branch or Mr. Jacque. Over to you guys. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, good morning. I'm going to introduce Mr. Johnson, my business partner and a business associate for over 20 years. Mr. Johnson and I think we originally connected in the travel industry back in 2000 and been in a number of platforms over the years. We both are eight-figure industry earners, have built marketing teams of over 100,000 plus. Mr. Johnson has also been president, CEO of network marketing and traditional companies as well. And, collectively, as well as individually, we've trained hundreds of individuals internationally as well. He's also a mighty man of God, does prayer call each and every morning. And he's probably the #1 earner outside of Pradeep in Pluto since January, since the first of the year. So with that being said, please give your undivided attention to Mr. Jacque Johnson. Go right ahead, sir.
All right, Dr. Branch, the host most, and definitely want to give it right back to Dr. Branch. Dr. Branch has been not just a good business partner, but he's been a good friend. Many of you may have heard my story. 4 years ago, I was directly impacted with COVID, was in the hospital for 3 months, coma for 6 weeks. Subsequently, during that time, my mother had passed away when I was in the coma. I learned how to walk, talk, was on a ventilator. And so from June to probably the beginning of September, I was kind of off the grid of life, so to speak. But Dr. Branch was a true friend. He reached out to me and said, man, we were trying to figure out what was going on with you. And that will always stick with me. Actually, he was at my wedding two years ago. Actually, it was February 26th of 22. And hard to believe that's been 2 years. Matter of fact, I can still hear him screaming, on the helicopter ride, over Las Vegas. Because me and my wife, Vanessa, and Dr. Branch, a lot of us was there. But anyway, just a great, great man. If you look at all of his awards, he's been awarded by presidents. He's actually got awarded by Barack Obama. Also, I believe Joe Biden, and then of course Donald Trump. Love him or hate him, he's helped all of them get elected, what have you. In that magazine that you see there, that Success magazine, him and I are featured in that. We've been in different magazines, periodicals, and things of that nature. And that's not to, promote or do anything of that nature. That just allow you to know that between him and I, we have 70 years of experience in the industry of cooperative marketing. So with that being said, now cryptocurrency is something new to all of us. Some of us may have been more in tune to crypto. I mean, I know it's been around for about 15 years, but at the same time, we know that that is an industry that you need to learn something every day. Okay. Matter of fact, I was just amazed that there's classes, universities being taught just on cryptocurrency alone. That's just absolutely incredible. And so you can get a master's or PhD in crypto and things of that nature. And that's why no matter what you make right now, and I want you guys to start writing because you're going to get a lot of information here this morning. Okay. In this industry, okay, and I call it the cooperative market industry. I'm a distinctive member of the DSA, the Direct Sales Organization, which is a 111-year-old organization, okay? And one of the things I heard when I was at one in San Francisco, not a 49ers game, I'm still getting over that from this past Sunday, but we had a meeting there with over 800 presidents and CEOs. And I remember they're sitting there with Roger Barnett, Jay Van Andel of Amway, okay? And I heard them, matter of fact, it was the president of Mary Kay too. So there was three presidents of companies, And I heard one of them say that in the cooperative marketing field, network marketing or direct sales, it was so powerful in terms of what was being said was that in your first year, you're going to feel like you're underpaid. Second year, your income will catch up with you. But the third year, you're going to start feeling guilty from all the money that will be paid out to you. Okay. Just think about how profound that is. First year, you're going to feel like you're underpaid. Okay. Second year, the income will kind of catch up with you. But the third year, guilt feelings, okay, of all the money that's going to be paid out to you. Okay. Now, why do I say that? Okay, because it takes time to learn certain things. I've had several people who were trying to learn, whether it was Sea Dodge or learning what we're doing here with Pluto, what have you, and people get frustrated. Well, folks, that means you're growing. If you're getting frustrated about learning certain things, then that's a good sign. Okay. Remember when we were trying to learn how to tie our shoes? I got a 7-year-old and an 8-year-old here, and I have to keep going over with them how to tie shoes, okay? How to put the cap on the toothpaste, okay? Well, that's all about learning, folks. I mean, you didn't ride learning a bike your first day, okay? We fell a couple times. We got scars to prove it, okay? And the same thing's going to happen here, in the realm, okay, of cryptocurrency. I mean, this is something new, okay? Someone who was an attorney for all their life, and all of a sudden they say, "Oh, I want to be a doctor. Oh, I want to be an engineer." Well, even though they had success as an attorney, well, you're gonna have to learn a whole different trade, a whole different, you know, parameter of skill sets that you didn't have before. And so don't worry about being the expert, okay? Write this down. You're going to be bad before you're good, and then you're going to be good before you're great, and then you're going to be great before you become a legend. And then afterwards, you become a myth. Okay? See, a lot of people have called me a legend or Dr. Branch a legend. I said, well, don't call me a legend because I figure I'm not dead yet. Okay. But anyway, I know the Bob Marley movie, it just came out on Valentine's Day. Now, Marley, who has passed on at a very young age, 36 years old, he was a legend. Okay. Um, very great musician. Some of us like one of his songs, if not all of them. Okay. But at some point in time, he had to start. Okay. We all had to start at some period of time. Matter of fact, if you look at Mr. Pradeep, okay, Mr. Pradeep, who has 2 master's degrees, went to Yale University. Well, a lot of you guys call him a genius. A lot of you call him, expert. Well, it's proven, okay, because, I know someone like that, who is constantly, digging for information, what have you. Well, that's what he had to do to get his master's degree. Okay. Dr. Branch has 4 doctorates. Okay. So when you look at it, I went to school for aircraft and electrical engineering. Okay. So I know what it's like, okay, to have to, dig. But if we all decide to, change our fields of study, okay, there's going to be more, layers of education. Okay. But we all start somewhere. We're all on a learning curve. Okay. And part of this training here today, folks, is to allow you guys to know that, hey, you're on the right track. Okay. The reason being is because most platforms don't even get to almost 60 days where they can't even do a training because they don't have a real deal. Okay. It's a rug pull. Okay. It's not something that, they want to tell their friends about. But now this one, you want to say, hey, I want to bring all my family in. I was talking with one of our leaders out of New York, Miss Sita, last night. She's like, look, I want to sign my husband up. I want to bring my 4 kids in. What do you think she wants to do that when she just upgraded last night to a level 7 and now she wants to bring all her children in? Do you think she's going to want to do that if she's going to bring them into some type of rug pull or some type of scam or some type of Ponzi scheme? No, no one wants to do that. My wife, okay, my wife is from El Salvador, and and she has her own jewelry business downtown LA, but she's never been really a networker. But yesterday we were out at lunch here in Pasadena, California. She was out recruiting people because she's like, she loves Pluto. Matter of fact, she has the shirt to prove it. Dr. Branch has the shirt on. Dr. Branch, why don't you show your shirt? Mine is at the cleaner, so I wasn't able to get mine out there. Okay, so she's wearing her shirt and is proud of it. And Dr. Branch will put in the chat how you can get one of those beautiful Pluto shirts with the organization. But folks, this is what this is all about. Okay, yes, there's other opportunities out there. Yes, there's other things that you're doing traditionally or non-traditionally, what have you. But folks, we have the silver bullet. Okay, and we're grateful. Okay, we got someone like Pradeep who's pouring in countless hours. I mean, I remember looking at him one day. I said, "Brother, you need to go eat. You need to go get yourself some rest." Okay, because he has been running the table. Well, we're going to help lift this platform, for all of us, because folks, we don't just need one Zoom or two Zooms or four Zooms a day. We need 1,000 Zooms. We need 10,000 Zooms all over the world. Okay. And so I just want to give out some shout outs to some people who really have paved the way, because we see, leaders like uh, my gal, Nina Upchurch, who got plugged in with this down in Nashville. But shout out to the Memphis team with Joe and Vicky and Tyra. These girls have been working relentlessly. Andrea, shout out to Marshonda, um, Miss Angie Mason there in Atlanta. All you guys, Danette, Casey, we did a call with her the other night. Sister Pluto doing her calls. And so we have a lot of people that are picking up the slack. Dr. Branch and I are going to be doing our calls on Mondays and Wednesdays on the same Blitz 2 line. We want to keep everything as consistent as possible. Okay. But we want to help fill in the gap. Okay. And then eventually, see, one thing my pastor used to always say, way back when, he said, you want to work yourself out of a job. So that's what Pradeep has done. He worked himself out of a job, okay, because he was there relentlessly, and he should. But guess what, folks? Today, and write this down, folks, we're starting a 90-day blitz from today, May 17th. Why? Because I'm going to see all of you in Las Vegas May 17th, okay, and 18th. That's right in between Mother's Day and Memorial Day. Okay, May 17th and 18th. I've got a couple properties in Las Vegas. Okay, I know some of y'all didn't want to go to the Super Bowl last weekend because rooms are going for $3,500 a night, and a Super Bowl ticket was anywhere from 10,000 to, I don't know, $67,000 for a ticket, not including the suites. Okay, but the room should be fairly nice. I've been checking around for the last couple of weeks. So 90 days from now, mark your calendar. Okay, we're going to meet you personally. So Pradeep, we're inviting you out. Okay, everyone wants to meet Pradeep. So before we have our Dubai trip, May 17th and 18th, that 17th is a Friday. Okay, and then the 18th is a Saturday. Okay, so it doesn't interfere with Mother's Day, which is the week before, and it doesn't interfere with Memorial Day, which is the weekend after. Okay, but folks, that's going to be called the Pluto Extravaganza. Okay, the Pluto Extravaganza. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have Dr. Branch and Miss Beverly Okay, she's our product designer for the company that Dr. Branch and I own. We have our own company that we own, but she does all of our print material and things of that nature. But folks, we're looking to get 1,000+ people from all around the world that's going to be at that event. You don't want to miss that, okay? Because that's going to be an event of all events. And at that time, especially with our coin being launched off at that particular time, folks, it's going to be absolutely incredible. Okay. So mark your calendars. We will have the spacing on that. Okay. As far as what hotel, make sure there's rooms, available for everyone. Okay. But that's going to be a huge event. Matter of fact, with our own company that Dr. Branch and I own, we try to center everything around that same time, okay? Because everyone wants to go to Vegas. We're not inviting you out to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, okay? Everyone wants to be, where all the action's at. So we're very, very excited about that. So, folks, I just want to go into some nuts and bolts here, okay? I just want to kind of give you some preliminary things, up to this point. Okay, so just mark your calendars. Dr. Branch are on the hook for Monday and Wednesday, these Super Saturday trainings, whether it's Pradeep or Crypto Craig or some of you guys. But we're going to be calling upon you guys, okay, because eventually we'll all be in other parts of the world, okay, doing these presentations, okay. And Zooms are great, but I like to present. I like to get in front of rooms. Dr. Branch and I have been in front of rooms of tens and 20s of thousands of people all around the world. So that's going to be very, very exciting. But folks, let me just kind of give you guys some information over the next few minutes on what it's going to take for you to become successful in this business. Okay. I had someone ask me last night, like, man, how do you do what you do? How do you got your own company. Now you're doing this thing here with Pluto, and you guys are knocking it out the park, with that. Well, folks, what it is that we have a diet towards a particular success. Okay. Once myself or Dr. Branch and some of our leaders, and like I said, we named several of them. We don't want to miss out anyone, whether it's Carmelita Caesar, Coach Vincent, um, Tracy Whitaker, Charles Mahoney. We got leaders after leaders after leaders, okay? But folks, here's the deal, okay? John Maxwell coins the phrase so many years ago. He says, everything rises and falls on leadership, okay? And I have a saying that I've been saying for many, many years. It says, if it's got to be, it's up to me, okay? And I've always lived that way. I've been in this industry for 35+ years. And if something doesn't go the way I like it to go, then like Jim Rohn, if you guys haven't been listening to any Jim Rohn lately, do so. He was one of the greatest, okay? I wish I would have met him. He passed away in 2009. But he said something that was very profound. He said, you're not a tree, you're not stuck. In other words, do something, okay? If you don't like something, the great Christian author Chuck Swindoll said, life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% on how you respond to it. Think about that. That means you have the opportunity. I hear so many people say, well, I don't know anyone. And literally, I had someone here in my city here in Southern California, and I said, you don't know anyone? I said, let me see your phone. He said, okay, why? And I said, I just want to see something. I said, I'm looking under your letter A's, and you have 90 people, okay? 90 people under the letter A. Letter B was worse. It was 120. Letter C was like, people named Carson or Collins or whatever. There was more there. The point of the matter is that, folks, many of us have not done the basics in terms of building a business. And, I heard it on a call the other night, and when someone says, wow, I got to get 2 people. 2 people? Here's what's noted. Social psychology says that most people by the age of 25 know at least 1,000 people, okay, by a first name basis when you hit at least 25 years old. And I think most of us on this call are 25 years old, or probably double that. Okay, at least for my case. Okay, all you guys are probably much, much younger. But the fact of the matter is, folks, is that guess what? You know people. See, write this down. For every one person that you're looking for, there's 10 people looking for you. I learned that from one of my mentors many, many years ago. Because we always think like, who am I going to go get? Who am I going to get? Who am I going to get? Well, folks, you're looking for someone, but there's people looking for you. They're looking for what you have. I think the last four people, just like Pradeep, he just gave his testimony, okay, on how, he had someone that he reached out to on social media that literally signed up today. Well, folks, probably my last three or four people, okay, outside my last person I brought in yesterday, they called me. Okay, they said, Jacque, because they thought this might be one of those, thought this, that Pluto's going to be one of the rug pulls that we were going to um, not be around. Okay. And I just said, nope, we're still here. And they signed up. Okay. Because they said, wow, this thing really is real. I said, yeah. I said, we haven't even started yet. And it's definitely real. Okay. And so that is why, and folks, let me just say this. I'm gonna get the elephant out the room. You're gonna be bombarded when Bitcoin goes up like it is right now. Okay, there's gonna be people. There's people up right now making up companies right now just so that they can steal your cryptocurrency. Okay, there's rug pulls being created. There's companies right now that look good. They got a good face on them and everything, but they're there just so that they can, in the next, by the bull run, by April, gather $2 to $5 to $10 million, and then they're out. Okay, so folks, focus, focus, focus. Okay, because I know there, and you know what? In all honesty, there's some good companies out there. Okay, last year I was very successful in a product-based company. But folks, newsflash, this is not the year for product-based companies. It's not. No. Unless you got a cure for cancer, or you can help me get my hair back, or something of that nature. The point of the matter is that it's all about time. Okay. It's going from good to best or better. That's what we have our hands on right now. We're in the bull run, folks. Now, if you have a product-based company and this is something that's providing resources for you and your family at this particular time, I'm not saying quit your business, but I'm just saying you want to shift your attention, because you can literally in seconds make tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and millions of dollars in this space. And folks, I'm not in your money. And when I say I'm not in your money, I'm not, part of your group, or, of that type of situation. I'm just telling you that I get offers, at least 8 to 10 offers a day, literally. Seriously. I mean, just because of my stature in the industry, how long I've been there, and we've had success wherever we've gone. But what I'm trying to say to you folks is that you have to say, look, I'm going to make it this year. This is going to be the year that I create the harvest. Dr. Branch alluded to, I do a prayer call every morning. So it's been ironic that all these calls have started when my prayer call starts at 6:30 in the morning. But anyway, one of the things we were saying in the last quarter of 2023 is that we want to sow seeds for harvest. Sow seeds for harvest so that when the harvest happens, and that's what we're calling 2024, it's the year of the harvest. Okay. And so because it's the year of the harvest, folks, there's certain things that we have to have in play. Okay. One, we need more who events. Okay. What do I mean by who events? Folks, if you're introverted, okay, shy, bashful, I get it. Okay. But at the same time, folks, if you look at some of the most successful people in business today, they're introverts and they're probably some of the wealthiest people that's out there. Okay. But you're going to have to go out of your comfort zone, okay, and talk to people about your business. You just are. And the question you want to ask people consistently is, do you keep your business options open? That's the question you want to ask. I said on the call last night, at the restaurant that we were at, it's like a Benihana's, like Japanese style restaurant. My wife and I attended. Um, there was a guy who was actually in Las Vegas this past weekend. He's a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And so he was, telling me, about all the things that was happening in Pittsburgh. I mean, not Pittsburgh, but in Las Vegas, but him being a Steelers fan. And so Marshonda could probably relate to that. So he was just kind of giving me all the insights of Pittsburgh. But he was just saying something in regards just to get into a restaurant in Vegas last Sunday. You have to pay $150 per person just to watch the game. I said, what? He said, yeah. It's credited towards your food, but that's just the premium. I had never heard anything like that before. But because he was so excited, I think I was wearing something 49ers or something like that. And so just that, okay, Marshanda said he must be a great guy. But anyway, yes, but he was a great guy. Him and his wife, his name was Raul, and his wife's name was Rose. And he was just saying, man, he said, I just miss, being able to get out and, and work because he's retired, but he does special security for like all the celebrities out here, like Justin Bieber or the Kardashians or things of that nature. And so I just asked him the question, do you keep your business options open? He said, what? Of course. I'm a grandpa of 3. I said, yeah. And see, I'm going to be a grandfather too here in 3 months. And I said, wow. So just that alone was just exciting, getting a chance to talk to him in regards to, sports. So we had sports in common, okay? But just what I was telling him about what we were doing with Pluto, do you know this guy has 20 coins, 20 crypto coins, okay? And when I was talking to him, he was just blown away, okay, from that. And I just said, wow, this is just absolutely exciting just to be able to talk to someone. And he's going to join up. And so, folks, that's a who event, okay? See, you got to get a lot of who events. Sometimes I'll just get out my house because I work from home just to go meet people, you know. All my kids, I have kids at 2 different schools. So a lot of their parents are, they know about what I do, okay? Because so when I'm purposely picking up my kids or going to PTA meetings, what have you, going to school functions, well, I'm doing that. Why? Because that's business. See, none of us got A+ because we did a great presentation, great training. No one's paying Dr. Branch and I for doing this. No one's paying for doing this. We get paid by introducing other people to this platform. Okay. Now, subsequently, I want to tell a story here, okay, because this is going to drive home something that's going to really edify my point I just made. Okay. There's a guy who created a story, okay, that hasn't even been heard. Probably most of you haven't heard it either, okay? But what he did was he got around his people, okay? And these people are some of the sharpest people that are in business. And he stayed with them for 5 years. And they kind of created a think tank up in the Northern California area, the San Francisco area. And that organization, okay, has produced some of the world, and now he is the richest man in the world, okay? And that's the very own Elon Musk, okay? Elon himself has said he was responsible for taking 3 companies to $1 billion, okay? One was PayPal, okay? One was SpaceX, and some of you guys maybe even drive one of these. is Tesla. Okay. As a matter of fact, Elon he didn't even start Tesla. There was two guys who started Tesla. He was just smart enough to invest. He invested $30 million to took his money that he made from PayPal and he put it in Tesla. Well, prior to Tesla, SpaceX being able to send a rocket up to the moon, he created something called the PayPal Mafia. Okay. And these were 15 guys, some of the smartest guys in business. You got Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel is a billionaire. Peter Thiel was a guy who actually paid students like $100,000 not to go to college. Metallic was one of them, who's the creator. A lot of people don't know that. He created Ethereum, Metallic, who's a billionaire. Okay. You got the two co-founders of YouTube. Okay. That's part of the PayPal Mafia. You also got the creator of LinkedIn. Okay. You got all these different people. And don't take my word for it, Google it up. But what's my point? Is that he had 15 members in that organization called the PayPal Mafia that helped him propel. Now, they learned from him, but he learned from them also. Who are the 15 people that you are around? Remember, it's who events. Who are the president of the United States has 15 cabinet members. 15. I don't know why that number, I think it's Dunbar's, Dunbar, who's a psychologist, talks about the tribe of 150 people. Okay. And maybe Pradeep can speak on that. But yeah, there's 15 people that you should have surrounded you. Okay. That gives you information. The Bible says in the multitude of counselors, there's safety. Okay. So a lot of us are trying to do it all by ourselves. Folks, this is not the Lone Ranger. Okay. In order for Pluto to have validity, okay, to be substantial, okay, it has to have, now watch this, it has to have a lot of wallets. That's why when they said, oh, we need to get to 50,000 wallets, why? Because we need to create an ecosystem, okay, or 100,000 wallets. We need 1,000,000 wallets here, okay? If you ask 20 people walking down the street every day about how much Bitcoin they have in their wallet, they'll be like, well, what's a wallet? You mean a purse? They're not going to know what you're talking about. They don't know about Exodus and MetaMask and crypto.com, okay, Coinbase. They don't know anything about that. But see, folks, every time you should get excited, every time you open someone up for their business, okay, their MetaMask wallet, and even they're starting with 40 or 50 bucks, folks, that is huge. That's going to give you an advantage. Why? Because nothing happens. You see, folks, I'm going to teach on this the next time I do a teaching on third wave. See, folks, we're on the third wave of cryptocurrency. Bitcoin that started 15 years ago was the first wave. I mean, who would have thought the first, transaction for Bitcoin was 10,000 of them to buy 2 Papa John pizzas. Bitcoin's going to what, $52,000 a coin right now? What is that? Is that $500 million? For 2 pizzas? Then you had the second wave because you had all the other cryptos that came in. Now there's probably 50,000 cryptos out there. But what differentiates ours between any other coin that's out there? It's the utility, okay? It's the number of wallets, okay? And you're going to hear something tomorrow that's going to echo that, okay? Because we've been asking for the addresses, we've been asking for all the different things, the white paper and all those different things. Well, folks, I'm more interested in the number of people we can get to, significance where you have 50,000 or 100,000, members in the ecosystem, because it doesn't take long for 100,000 to go to 200,000 and 200,000 to 1,000,000. So folks, don't get bent out of shape in terms of you know, wanted everything to happen, so fast. Because there's an old Amish saying, the Amish are probably some most, you know, forthright thinking people that you ever meet. Okay. They say that a fence that goes up fast comes down fast. And I love that statement. A fence that goes up fast comes down fast. See, I'd rather take our time, and we're doing great. Yesterday was one of the biggest days that we accomplished with this. We had over, I think, 2,400, 2,500 in B&B, and tons of people joining the organization. But folks, this is just the beginning. There's going to be days where we're going to look back and laugh and say, man, I remember days we were only making $1,000 a day. Now we're making $5,000 a day, 10,000 a day. 10, and then it's not going to be the amount of money that we're making, because there's three stories you're going to have in this platform. Okay, remember this, write this down. There's three stories you're going to have. The first story is you're going to tell your upline story. See, a lot of you guys use my story every day. I do three-way calls, and you guys say, well, you guys talk to Jacque. He's he's top money earner with the Pluto, blah, blah, blah. So you're telling your upline story, okay? Then you get to a point where you tell your story, how much success you've had. Yes, I've got 30 people, 50 people, 100 people on my team. I'm making 50 to 100 B&B every day, okay? Your story. Because remember, facts tells, but story sells. Then the third place you want to be at, and that's where myself, Dr. Branch, Pradeep, okay, Crypto Craig, okay, Lady Pluto, all these leaders, Mashonda, okay, Miss Angela Mason, we all have the ability to tell our people story. See, that's when you kind of arrive. You still haven't, but you can say, wow, because you're not talking about yourself. You're talking about your people. I tell Coach Vince's story all the time. He's the first person I brought in. He came in with 4 slots, okay, on the X2 and 4 slots on the X3. And I got started on New Year's Day, and it was 6 days after January, and I knew he wasn't, focusing on the business at that particular time, because, he's busy with other stuff. He has other businesses. And I just simply asked him, I said, hey, Coach, okay, actually, I was going to Vegas that weekend. And I said, Coach, have you looked in your wallet lately? Your MetaMask wallet? And he said, no, why should I look there? I said, well, for one, you spent $500 to get into the business. But when he looked in it, he saw 700, I think the number is $720 or something like that. In other words, he had made all his money back plus another $200+. Okay. But that's because he didn't understand it. He said, Jacque, he says, I'm in my 70s. I've never, ever been in the business where I've made money without me. Not only did I get my money back, but I made a profit. And it's only the first week. And right after that, he went Royal Ambassador. So congratulations to all the Royal Ambassadors on the team here with Team Pluto. But folks, that's what it's all about, folks. Okay? That's what it's all about. It's about being able to tell your people's story. Okay? And that's what we're going to do here over these next 90 days, folks. We're about to take it to the house like no one else's business, because every day, I get stronger convictions. I had literally in the last 48 hours, I had 2 people in tears, and they just said, man, I'm just so glad. I mean, we saw it on the call yesterday. Some of our leaders they were in tears, just explaining, what the opportunity meant to them, and they ain't been in it for but 2 months. But see, quoting Jim Rohn again, he says, there's something called the genius within, okay? The genius within signifies that you will know something it's like dating someone. You know when that person is the right person, okay? Or starting a friendship. It's like, wow, okay, there's something about this that makes me still be here. A lot of you guys could have been gone a long time ago, but you're still here. Why? Because the genius within tells you that, wait a minute, This is not some rug pull. The developer or the programmer is not someone, yes, he's been sick, but that means he's not artificial intelligence. So that means that's a good thing. Okay. He's human. Okay. Most developers and owners of most platforms don't show their face. They're like, no, well, he's over in Dubai or Pakistan or, London, and they just don't do, in person, or they don't show their face. Well, that's a red flag. Okay. So, folks, there's a lot of stuff going for us here. Okay. Than not. Dr. Branch and I have a company called Pareto 80/20, and 80/20 came from the mathematician Pareto. Okay. Where once you have people who are willing to do something, those people who are signified the 20%, they usually do 80% of the productivity of that particular organization. Okay. And so that's why I'm excited about this. Okay. Because we can use our own company's name in this platform. And that's why it's the first platform of any kind that we adopted for our own company. So we're extremely excited about that. So without any further ado, because he's going to, send me a message because I took up a lot of his time, but
No,
what
no,
I want to
no.
do right now is bring onto the line gentleman who definitely, he is a leader of all leaders. He's been successful both in traditional business and non-traditional businesses. Um, I call him the Elon Musk of cooperative marketing because he's made $1 million with 3 separate companies. And so anyway, out there in Richmond, Virginia, and as a result of this, he has been very successful in helping people become successful throughout his career. And so, like I said, he holds 4 doctorate degrees. So, good friend of mine, let's go ahead and roll out the red carpet for our very own Dr. Steve Branch. Go ahead and take it away. Roll Ambassador.
Well, thank you, sir.
Bonjour.
Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. I was thoroughly enjoying your presentation, man. I'm just soaking it all in. And that's one of the things that we learned over the years in being in business. You stay green and growing. Because even though you learn certain information, even back in high school, college, over the years, even in business, as time go by, we kind of forget certain things that we have absorbed and learned. And we need a refresher from time to time to kind of reinvigorate and remind us of some of the thought processes we had during those time frames that help us to become successful. So, what I want to share briefly is just some ideas that can help us be successful in sharing and in recruiting. One of the things in my 40 years in being self-employed and over 35 years in networking, 20 years full time, is I've always looked at what attracted me and how I became passionate about a particular product or program. So whether I knew anything about the industry or not, whether it was travel or whether it was IT, whether it was crypto, my first crypto experience was in 2009. And this is a true story. I had $1,000 I was investing in crypto. I could have put that $1,000 in Bitcoin, or I could have put it in OneCoin. And I listened to one of my friends and I put it into OneCoin. That $1,000 in Bitcoin, no telling how wealthy I would be right now. So I always look back at that. But during the course of business, we go through trials and tribulations, successes and failures. And we always are keeping notes of what allowed us to create the success, even as we went through those bumps and bruises. Even when obstacles got in our way, we don't necessarily have to try to go through them. We back up or we step aside and go around them. And a part of becoming successful in sales and marketing in the networking industry is being able to simplify information so the masses can understand. See, I know when I get involved in certain platforms, I may not understand it in the beginning. I may not understand the comp plan in detail, all the ingredients or details of the product. So I look at a presentation, I say, okay, once I got it, now how can I simplify this so that the everyday person can understand it in an under 10-minute platform, or even an under 5-minute platform. So that's one of the great things that I truly appreciate and respect about Pradeep is even with Pluto, he's been able to break the details down and explain it and simplify it. So now we all can gravitate to it and understand what it is we're doing, especially over the last week to 10 days with the pancake swap and getting ready for the Mimi coin and so forth. Because I had no idea. I'd never dealt with pancake swap before. So I knew nothing about all these exchanges and so forth. So when we start getting involved with the coins and all, just understanding and watching the trainings and watch how he explained exactly what steps to take, simplified it very easily. So now it's duplicatable, not just for myself, but even to team members that I'm assisting and sharing the information with. So anyone can activate, even after the Zoom tomorrow, can even activate and purchase the Pluto coins really within a 5-minute time frame if you already have your MetaMask or Trust Wallet set up. So it's the little things in this industry that makes the difference. And we'll come back around to crypto in a minute. But I'm gonna just talk about certain mindset principles that allowed myself and so many others leaders to create success. And a lot of it boiled down to what we say to individuals, because we could be sharing a Zoom presentation or a PowerPoint presentation, but at the end of it, we may be saying that one certain thing the wrong way that causes a person to delay making a decision or deciding, oh, I need to think about it. And we don't want a person to say they have to think about it. See, because once a presentation is given, one of the first things that I always look at is I'm going to assume the sale. I'm going to assume you saw what got me excited. And I'm going to ask you questions that's going to control the conversation because the person asking the questions is in control. So what I want to know after the presentation is not what you think, because that conversation could go in 100 different directions. I want to know what you like best about what you saw. Oh, I like the opportunity to create an unlimited stream of BNB before the Bitcoin happened. Great. I like that too. I'm not going to change the conversation. Yeah, but you really should like this aspect of it and recruiting and training and getting into X3 and whatever they like, you like. You focus in what your prospect and what your client needs are. And a part of that is identifying where they are at this particular time. Are they struggling with finance right now? Are they going through some situations personally within their household or job loss, whatever the case may be, problems with kids? A lot of those personal issues, you can ask questions without getting into all the details just to find out where a person may be. Because the individuals that you think are extremely successful, everyone goes through something at one particular time. So yeah, they may have been doing perfect, high on the mountain 6 months ago, but something may have happened in their life that's changed. Layoff, downsize, involuntarily separated from payroll. So now that 100, 250, $375,000 year job is eliminated. And you don't replace those income streams overnight. I remember Dr. Johnson was talking about back in 2008, the real estate market, when that collapsed, so many individuals in the real estate industry was making 20, 30, 40, $50,000 a month. When the real estate market bottomed out, you don't replace those type of incomes overnight. So you need to be in a wealth creation vehicle that can put you in position to create an unlimited stream of income. And that's what this industry does. This is why we want to share information with others, even if we don't like recruiting. See, because when you share the information, it allows you to leverage your time as well as your income. See, a very successful oil tycoon, J. Paul Getty, said, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts as opposed to 100% of my own. Well, what did he mean by that? Well, let's say we had to cut a football field of grass. Would it be easier to cut it if we had 100 people helping us or if we had to cut it all by ourselves? 100 people helping us, of course. Well, the same principles apply when it comes to generating money. Well, most of us were growing up, especially those of us that are baby boomers, that, well, if we want to get anything done, we got to do it all ourselves. No, well, see, other people's efforts, that's the key to duplicating your income and your success. It's OPE, other people's efforts. And that comes in sharing the information. See, the great thing about the marketing industry is when you share the information and they say yes, you are also being compensated off of their efforts, whether you lift a finger or not. You continue to do and focus on what you're doing, but because you shared the information, now you are increasing your income. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing. One of the things also we try to avoid is other people's opinion, OPO, that do not have the track record of success in the industry that you're trying to be successful in, or whatever your goal may be. In other words, if you want to become a doctor, you talk to a doctor, not the lawyer. You want to be a lawyer, you talk to the lawyer, not the accountant. You want to be an accountant, you talk to the accountant, not the plumber. If you want to make $100,000 to $1 million a year, you talk to individuals that's already have succeeded in achieving those income streams, and regardless of what field it may be. That way, you can pick their mind, their brains, ask those questions so they can pour into you, just like Pradeep and Dr. Johnson and Craig and Miss Angie, Sean, and so many other incredible leaders that's a part of our team. So we all have a wealth of knowledge and information that we are sharing with each and every one of you because we all have a vested interest in each other's success, whether you are part of our individual team or not. Why? Because everyone that joins the platform will increase the value of the Pluto token, which we all win. We don't know what the price may come out at, what, 1 cent, 2 cents, whatever the case may be. But if we all are contributing with everyone buying and growing the platform, that's going to cause the wealth to create and rise, just like the wealth is rising already with BNB, already rising with Bitcoin. And let me divert the conversation for a minute, because sometimes I'll be, I get to going and I just, start sharing a little bit of everything when it comes to becoming successful. But even with Pluto now being, 2 months old, and I call Dr. Johnson because he will be receiving this doctorate. I wasn't interested in joining Pluto right after New Year's Day. I joined so he stopped bugging me. But when I really took the time to understand what was happening, this is what I looked at initially where I wasn't interested. It was another matrix. Well, I've been a part of Susus before. I've been a part of giftings before. I've been a part of a 2x2 and a 2x3. I'm already a part of what I need another one for. But then I understand, wait a minute. This one's different. Why is it different? I've never been a part of a 2x3 matrix that paid you off every position. Okay. That's different than any of the other stuff ever been a part of. Okay. I've been in crypto for about 10 to 15 years, made money, lost money, going up and down. Been in business for over 40 years. I didn't know a thing about any Bitcoin halving until 2 months ago. What is this Bitcoin halving? I've heard of Bitcoin. What is the halving process? Oh, so they're going to delete half the inventory, which is going to cause Bitcoin to skyrocket. At the same time, I thought about it. 2 years ago, I was a part of another BNB platform, and BNB was selling for between $650 and $700 a coin back then. So even though Bitcoin in the last 12 to 24 months, from 60,000 to 23,000 a coin back in December, BNB from 2 years ago, $600-700 to $299 or $300, that dropped in half as well. So all this is about to increase over the next 60, 90 in a short time frame, not 2 to 5 years from now. Oh, wait a minute. This makes sense to sacrifice time and energy as well as money. You know what? If all of this is about to happen, I can't afford not to do this, because the income potential of what can be gained and what could be missed possibly cannot be replaced again. See, because we missed Bitcoin in the beginning of 09 and 010 and so forth. But now we are positioned, and I love the fact that we are positioned because we actually can control our own success. And I love being in that position because I love putting team members as well as myself in position where it's not a major risk factor involved, even when you have an expense. I don't share it as a cost. I look at it as an asset that you're laying out that's going to create new income, new finance coming into your household, your business, your ministry, your organization, an extra check being able to come in off of this activity, not just you alone, but off of you and others that's a part of your team. And even those that are not a part of your team is helping and contributing to the overall growth that can cause your investment to grow in Pluto, in BNB, and in BNB, we get to accumulate BNB free by simply referring. Now, we refer all the time. Great movie, great deal at the mall. They don't compensate us. Well, we refer in a few individuals, and a lot of times, I'm not sure how much time we got left, so I'm gonna try to cover a few things within this time frame. A lot of times, it's what we say to individuals that get their attention. We need to have a sense of urgency when we are talking to prospects, family members, friends, neighbors about what's happening. So I guarantee you, 95% of the population don't have a clue about Bitcoin halving, just like I didn't 2 months ago. So you take this bullet points, the sizzle point, and you allow that to create oh, what's that? Allow that to open the conversation to where they'll want more information. Have you heard about Bitcoin halving? No, that's the Bitcoin thing, right? Yeah. Well, do you know it's about the skyrocket or what? Well, when it comes to making money with the right people, you catch everybody's ear, especially when individuals are coming out of a pandemic where individual incomes and livelihoods and homes and automobiles, everything was drastically changed. People are still trying to recover and get back to even where they were, even more so than just trying to maintain a lifestyle even higher of what they were. Well, so we have an opportunity to share the information that allow an individual to be able to possibly, not guaranteed, but possibly replace what may have been lost or gain what may have been lost over the last 2-3 years, whether it was through the pandemic, whether it's through these rug pulls. And a lot of people, including myself, lost money in the rug pulls. But we believed in the 1 or the 2% a week or the 10% a month or whatever the case may be. Here, take this 5 grand, take this 10 grand. Take this 50,000. And go to the every day of the week, we're looking at, oh, it's growing. And all of a sudden, one day, the website don't open. No, that's another story. That's why I like being in a position where we can control our own success, because we are in control of our money. We're in control of our BNB. It's in our wallet. That's the first thing that creates the safety net for everyone. Now, it's just a matter of how much you're willing to expose. You don't dive in as our leads for sure. Don't put in more than you could afford to lose. If $50 or $100 or $500 is a life-changing decision for you, just wait. Just wait. I have leaders, and this is just me personally, I'm not saying you should do this. I have leaders that may be struggling. They don't want people to know they're struggling, but even right now, they don't have the $50. No problem. I respect you. I know your capabilities. I will give you $50 in BNB because I know the production that you're going to create. And at the same time, a person that has a hunger and a desire inside them, you get them going and get out of their way. You become their biggest cheerleader, especially if they have a documented track record of success. You assist them. You bridge them if you have to. Yeah, anything else that you need, get on this Zoom, get on this platform. And let me do an introduction to D, Dr. Johnson, Miss Joe, Miss Audrey. I mean, you connect people with successful individuals. So be mindful of what you share and what you say to individuals to get their attention. And once you get their attention with the Bitcoin halving, see, because most people may not even know what BNB is. So you don't want to lead the conversation with BNB. You talk about Bitcoin halving. And well, you know, Bitcoin just went over $52,000. It was $23,000 a coin before Christmas, and Bitcoin is now over 52,000. Who not gonna be what? Because I may not be aware of it. I'm just talking in general. That person you're talking to may not be aware of it. And you know, yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that's, you know, very successful financially, just in general. What? What caused it to go up that? Why? You know, I don't have any, but I can't afford to buy it. But guess what? This is what's happening. This is what caused it. This is why it's increasing, because it could be over 100,000 by May. But even more importantly, have you heard about BNB? Well, BNB is the third largest coin in the world. It's a lot more affordable than Bitcoin, because you know that was over $600-700 a coin. It's only about 350, 360 right now. But we have a platform now that enable you to start being able to accumulate BNB in mass amounts. And if you want, you are able to swap your BNB into BTC. So you're able to accumulate both Bitcoin, BNB, and they also, the same platform has a coin that's about to launch. Now, the coin ICO, think in terms of even when a stock launched through an ICO, normally it's very cheap when they first start, but depending on the activity that purchased, it could rise in price very quickly. Not guaranteed. And I'd like to create an example. Let's say the coin comes out at 2 cents. And within 2 or 3 days, 2 or 3 weeks, it's at $5. You know, $100 could turn to 1,000. $500 could turn to 50,000. That's the possibility that we're participating in. That's the business that we're in right now. We are in the center of it. And we can control what levels of success we can have based upon what decisions we make to first participate ourselves, secondly, to share the information with others, and thirdly, participate and plug in to the information so we are connected to the right information. And that's what I hate worse. It's a thing called whisper down the lane, where we're getting the information from somebody that told somebody. See, we only retain about 50% of what we hear the first time. So the person that originally heard the information, if you didn't hear it yourself, they will share about 50% of the right information to you. Then you share it to somebody else, they only gonna get about 25% right information. The next person, they share it to 12%. The next person, they share 6%. And the next person after that, 3%, who is bubble at the bottom with 3% of the right information. That's who's telling you about the platform. So you plug into the system that enables you to give you 100% of the facts and the information with the live Zooms that's taking place every day of the week, different time zones in the WhatsApp and in the Telegram. So stay plugged into the system. And one of the things that I love about the industry is that it puts you in position to create wealth. See, in order to create wealth, you need a vehicle, you need a system, and you need a strategy. Well, the vehicle is Pluto. Everything is already in place. The system is the compensation plan that compensates you in the 2x2, the 2x3, soon the X6, as well as the royalty pool. The strategy, teach two to bring two. They tell you the strategy of how to win big and maximize income and revenue coming to you. So you don't have to figure it out. Just follow the game plan for success. When Pradeep has already accumulated 200-300 BNB in a couple of months, and 4 and 5 figures in income is being generated already through a number of our leaders, including myself and Mr. Johnson, Well, we're not keeping that information to ourselves. We want you to know that we've started the work from the trenches and we applied the principles. And this is our results. That's why Jacque posts his back office in the Zoom each day, so you can see the documentation, because documentation definitely makes conversation. So you mean if I do the exact same thing, I'm going to get the exact same results? Yes, because we all have the same website. We all have access to the same information. It's just how you apply that information. And if you're not a good speaker, you don't have to be. You point and direct them to what time to hear this information. Even if you have to three-way them into it from your phone, you have to contact them and share your Zoom, or contact them and call them prior to the Zoom starting to make sure they get on. You have to have that sense of urgency as to why they need to focus and listen to this now, because 3, 4, 5 months from now, it may not be the same opportunity. The opportunity to get involved will always be here, but the huge financial gain of where we sit right now is what's simply incredible. So create that sense of urgency. As a friend, I think you owe it to yourself and your family to take a look at this information with what's about to happen with this Bitcoin having in the next couple months, and how that could apply to you in creating a huge financial windfall. 30, 45 minutes Zoom can be life-changing. They can look in your eyes and listen to your voice. And even if you don't have all I can't tell you all the details because I'll mess it up. All I know is a lot of individuals enjoying a lot of success and accumulating a lot of cryptocurrency that is going to create massive wealth with Bitcoin that's already increased from 23,000 to over 50,000 in the last month or two. You need to understand what's actually happening around you. So that's the importance of what we have. So just a few things that I just wanted to share. I'm not sure how much time we got left, or Jacque, if you wanted to invite Crypto Craig on to share a few words, and we also may have Ms. Angie Mason or even Mashonda. We love sharing the spotlight. I've never been one that want to just toot my own horn or brag about my own successes. We get great joy out of creating success in others and allowing others to shine. So, yes, over the years, we've created a lot of success in other individuals. And all we try to do is share the principles of that success to others. So it's not necessarily telling them what to do, but allowing them to hear how it's been done and then apply those principles to how you do things. Because a lot of times it's just a matter of tweaking it and saying it a different way. Tell me what you like best, not tell me what you think about it. Little things that make the difference, and setting up that three-way call with proper edification. Hey, Dr. Branch, I want you to talk to my cousin Joe. Hey, Joe, here goes Steve. Here. You're on another line, like, okay, who's Steve? As opposed to, well, Joe, I want you to speak with Dr. Branch. Dr. Branch has been extremely successful in the industry. He's one of the top leaders in Pluto. He has a team of over 1,100 members in a short time frame. He's made over 5 figures. He's a 8-figure industry earner. Have built massive team and have trained people. I'm working hand in hand. And I told him about you. And I know he's extremely busy, but he said he would take a couple of minutes to just kind of say hello to you and let you know that if you decide to get involved with us, he would be glad to assist and work with you as well as me. So now Joe have a different level of respect when he's speaking with Dr. Branch instead of Steve. But also keep in mind the winning formula for success. And we're a part of the global expansion team. So a part of that expansion is trying to reach as many people across the nation and the world as quickly as possible before, and hopefully they're on our team before someone else beats us to it. So the way we're able to do that is simply by you connecting your contacts to leaders that can explain the information, not twist their arm, but share the information so they can say yes or no. Even enough individuals see the information enough to say yes, that everybody's going to be very well off financially. So you do that by connecting your contacts to your leaders. Everyone's pretty new. So there are no experts besides Pradeep in this. So in keeping that in mind, you know, your contacts, they love you, they like you, they trust you, but they will not necessarily respect your business knowledge in something brand new that you're just getting started in. So that's when you need to know when to take yourself out of the picture and introduce them to the expert that has the facts. Now, your expert already have the documentation of success from Home Magazine and years of success in the industry and in success even in this platform. They'll respect your expert from a success standpoint, but they won't trust your expert because they don't know your expert. So your expert bring the respect. You bring the trust. Trust plus respect equal results. That's how we close sales. That's how we get massive growth. That's how Jacque grew to over 2,200 in a couple of months. I'll grow to over 1,100 in a couple of months. It's not by accident. We're not personally enrolling these individuals. It's the team that's generating that success, creating that duplication. And it's a system and it's a strategy to all of it, especially when it comes to personal enrollments. And it's the little things that make the difference. And it's not all on you having to get all the facts and all the details before you feel comfortable about sharing the information. The clock is ticking. You want to share this information with as many people as you possibly can without giving up too many information. You sell the sizzle, not the steak. Tell the story of what's just happened with Bitcoin. 23,000 to over 50,000 in 2 months per coin. And that in itself should get most people attention to, well, what's this halving thing? That's all you want. Once that question is asked, that's when you plug them into the three-way call, plug them into the Zoom, plug them into Predict, plug them into your upline, plug them into the success system that's already in place on WhatsApp and Telegram, how-to videos, already in place to assist you in being successful. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I'm truly blessed and privileged to be a part of this platform. We always extend an open arm to each and everyone that's a part of the team. It's one team, one dream, regardless as to where you're located in the world and whose team you may be a part of. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So with that being said, Mr. Johnson, are you still there?
Can you hear me, Dr.
Yes,
Branch?
I can. Who do we have Miss Angie Mason on the line? Share a few words, or Mashonda? Either one. I really would like Mashonda to share a few words if she's available because she's done an amazing job, even in creating a video last night on how to set up your pancake swap to be ready to participate with the activity with the swap on tomorrow and being able to buy the protocol. I can't see right now who's a part of the platform. I know we still have over 125 individuals. So I wanted to leave a little time for someone else to share some information. Okay, Mashonda says she's unable to unmute. So if Pradeep, if you could unmute Miss Mashonda Henderson, please. Well, let's see if I can find her as well, some co-host. See, I love the fact that you don't have to be too smart to make money in this business.
Greetings. Hello, everyone. I apologize for not having my camera on right now. I just wanted to say great training, guys. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And just great nuggets. And I love that. I love that you just give real stories about how you created the success that you have. And so we're really fortunate to be in business with you guys. Just want to say, you know, if you when you get involved with something like in anything, because I've seen a couple of people in the I want to address a couple of people in the chat that are saying, well, I'm not able to get to people, I'm not able to do this. I would just think, I just want you to say a couple of things to yourself, to know that there's, just like Jacque said, there's 10 people for every one person that you're looking for. There's 10 people looking for you. And it's so true. I teach that social media is your friend. I want you to go on social media today, and I want you to go just even on one social media, which is the easiest one to navigate, which is Facebook. I want you to go on Facebook, and I want you to search for groups, and I want you to just search for a group, entrepreneur group in your area. If you're a woman, look for women's entrepreneur groups. Look for people who are looking for side hustles. Look for that. And I want you to tell me how many thousands of people out there right now looking for you. They're looking for what you have to offer. I'm talking about thousands of people that you don't even have to leave your house to have conversations with. Now, you're not going to go into these groups and slam these people. You're going to go into those groups and you're going to add value. Always right. I'm going to add value first. Always add value. If you're joining a cryptocurrency group, talk about the Bitcoin halving. Talk about what's going on. Add value. Talk about a good book that you just read on personal development. Something you want to add value. Believe me, people will chase you down to find out who you are. So that's rule number one. Social media is your friend. For those that are saying that they can't find anyone, there's people looking for you. The second thing I will say is that if you opened up a restaurant, would you not be sharing to everybody? Come to my restaurant, come taste this, come down here. You would be telling the world about what you have. This is even better than a restaurant, because people don't just come to your restaurant and just get fed one day. They come in here and they can get fed for a lifetime if they come and join you in this B&B Hunter. They can come and they can get paid. So why wouldn't you want to share it? We share so many good things with people. Oh, I just saw this good movie. Well, who's getting paid when you send them to the movie theater? Right? Oh, we ate at this restaurant. Every time I'm always in Las Vegas, I always tell people, oh, you got to go to Lolo's. Does Lolo send me a check? No. But we're willing to share good news with others about, other people's establishment. Isn't it time we take ownership and share the good news about what we have? About how amazing this is, money coming directly into your wallet when you share it with others. So, to me, when people tell me I don't have two people or I can't find two people, it's the onus is on you opening up your mind, sharing what you have. You tell people where to go get their nails done, their hair done, where Macy's having a sale. None of those people are sending you a check. And the other thing is, you're taking money out of these people's pocket. You're telling them to go spend money with establishments that they are not getting anything back with. When you share what we have here with Pluto, you're putting money into someone's pocket. Now, how many of us know people that a couple extra $100 a month? I'm not talking about the millions that Dr. Branch and Jacque and Pradeep. I'm talking about a couple $100 in their pocket this month can make a difference. If you know people like that, you need to be talking to them about this. No, don't tell me, oh, they don't know cryptocurrency. You teach them. To whom much is given, much is required. We are required. That's what the good work says. We are required to go out and share good news with other people. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm trying to live by the good word. Do what the good work tells me to do. So I just want to say, what we have is so fantastic. Just give yourself grace. Some of you are like, oh, I've been in here for 2 weeks and I haven't made $1 million. No, guys, business is about the journey that you go through to become successful. It's not about being successful today. It's about what you had to go through to get there. Your test is going to be your testimony. Every master was a disaster. Love it. Be into it. Laugh at it. Have fun with it. Guys, I'm telling you, we are on the precipice of something so amazing. God is getting ready to raise up some big things out of this group. It's just, what are you going to do with it? Don't be like the person that says, I was there when it happened, but I didn't even get involved. Oh, yeah, I was in that, but I see all these other people just rising to prominence. And you have the same opportunity. There's no mistakes being made here, guys. God put you here for a reason. Only you can reach the people that He's set out for you to reach. We don't know your friends and family like you do. We don't know the people that you can reach out to. Again, guys, I'm sorry. I know I was only supposed to talk for a couple of minutes, but I get so fired up when it just how amazing of an opportunity we have and what we have our hands on. Again, I apologize about the camera because you guys know I've been up since like 6 o'clock. We do help desk 3-4 times a day. So I love you all. Let's please have grace with yourself. If it isn't coming as fast as you would like it, I put today on social media. Don't be discouraged by moving slow. Be discouraged when you don't move at all. Right? So just always praise progress. If you're getting up today and you're talking to one new person today, 2 new people today, 3 new people today. Guys, I'm telling you right now, if you do that assignment, you go to social media, and the easiest one, go to Facebook and search groups. I promise you, your eyes are going to be so wide open. There's thousands of people waiting for you to talk to them and bless them with this. I assure you of that. So I love you all. I'm going to turn it back over to you, Dr. Branch. Thank you for asking me to share. God bless you.
God bless you and thank you. Truly appreciate you. So it's been an incredible Super Saturday training. I see Pradeep is back there. I'm not sure how much time is left. So Mr. Pradeep, if you'd like to share a few words, I'm going to turn it over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Branch. Fantastic training from everyone. Jacque, thank you so much. Dr. Steve, thank you so much. Marshonda, that was phenomenal. All I would like to tell everyone is this is one opportunity, the only opportunity that anybody would really need in their life. Stop wasting time and just reach out to as many people as you can. Together, we can make this world a wonderful place. You're at the right place at the right time, but you need to believe in it. Because if you believe you're there, you are there. But if you believe that you're still looking for something, we really don't know what are you looking for, right? Having said that, thank you so much, everyone, for coming on this Super Saturday. We're going to be having these Super Saturdays every Saturday so that each and every one of you learns and benefits from the same. Thank you so much. Peace.